I mean, there's lots of success to look at. Because we're quite a different innovation group, we don't invent or build product. Our job is to turn the entire bank into the innovation group. But obviously the number one thing that we worked on was the digibank in India. The ability to open a bank account just using a thumbprint. No forms, no talking to a banker, no going into a branch. The first mobile-only bank in India. Now, we've been working a lot recently this year on reinventing bank assurance, and you're going to see a product come out in November. Very significant and highly innovative bank assurance product in that regard. And thirdly, I think the biggest thing that we've achieved is we've positioned DBS to be one of the number one FinTech banks in the planet and built huge ecosystems of FinTechs, startups, government agencies, students and corporate co-collaboration, really connected the bank into the outside world to get that outside-in thinking to fundamentally change how the organisation thinks and operates. I think one of the biggest things is around customer centricity. Really, you can see the executives in meetings really trying to think about, what's the customer trying to achieve in this, rather than thinking about, hey, what does the bank need to do, or how can we make money? Obviously, we still think about making money, and we're very successful at that. I think the second thing is bringing the outside-in thinking. So we spend a lot more time with startups, fintech companies, students, and all different sorts of agencies and customers as well, and have them at the seat of when we're inventing new products and services, and to get their view as well. I think the big difference between banks who are going to thrive rather than survive the digital disruption is generally a lower level of ego amongst executives. So executives that want to listen to outside agencies, that don't have to just rely on their very strong and lengthy history in finance, but actually want to spend time with tech companies, want to spend time with e-commerce companies, with startups, and really understand how they think about customer acquisition and retention. They do create amazing experiences. How they go about thinking about the job to be done by the customer and creating something which is highly engaging, we take learnings from that. We also learned about their experimental approach. Last year we ran over 1,000 experiments across the organisation as we tried to emulate the culture of these fintech companies. And I think the third thing we've learned is that maybe the long-term effect isn't that fintech's gonna destroy or take over banks. The cost of customer acquisition is very high for these companies, and the cost of risk and compliance again is high. But I think the long-term effect of fintech is that they've left the door open for the tech and e-commerce companies. And I think that next wave post fintech is where we'll see high levels of disruption in our industry. The biggest moment of truth in anyone's life is having a baby or getting pregnant. Then they think about wealth, they think about property, they think about their career, they think about obviously retirement, and so that's a big moment of truth. But what banks tend to forget is that's great, but a lot of those only happen once in their life, or they happen, every few years. It's important to engage customers on a daily basis. So what are they trying to achieve every day, and how can you make that experience a lot more simplified, take out a lot of friction, and be a lot more contextual, that you fully understand the job the customer is trying to achieve in their day-to-day life.